Good day to you one and all, it is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Today I'll be talking about a band that I've already covered once before, Fontaines D.C. Apparently the D.C. stands for Dublin City. They're from Ireland, that's where Dublin is. Yeah, I was a big fan of their first record actually, but I've only spoken about one track since, and I think at the time I might have been a little bit disappointed by how kind of indie it had become and normal, but I do love the poetry of it, and I think these are, well, everyone was excited about Fontaines D.C. when they first came out, so let's hear what the new stuff's like. I bet you're really excited, I know I am. Why didn't I breathe before that? Okay. Justin Hawkins rides again. There was a really great song on the first Fontaines D.C. album, and it was called Boys in the Better Land. It just had this riff that was kind of like the verse kind of did a little bit of a Blur Park Life type thing, but then the chorus was like... E, D, A, E. And he was kind of saying, the boys in the better land. You're always talking about the boys in the better land. The boys in the better land.
The boys in the better land.
And, you know, a riff like that is just immensely satisfying to listen to. Really, really cool. So I think that's why I was disappointed when I heard the sort of indie-ish follow-up stuff. Okay, so Dublin City is where the band met 10 years ago. That's why they're called DC. And Starburster, which is the song I'm about to cover, is from their fourth album, Romance. So I've missed out on at least two of their records. That's a bit annoying. Vocalist Grian Chatton has explained how the lyrics emerged following a panic attack he had at London's St Pancras station. I've often been on the verge of a panic attack in St Pancras. There's just so much going on. You've got the M&S foods. There's 3 or 4 different coffee places to choose from. Everyone's queuing up to get on the Eurostar. But there is a Boots as well, so if you do need some calming medication, you could probably talk to one of the pharmacists there. Anyway, this album has been produced by James Ford, who's worked with Blur and the Arctic Monkeys. Grian has said it was partly influenced by seeing Blur play at Wembley, where they blew his mind. Last time I reviewed Fontaines D.C., I was disappointed that it didn't have any of the. There was nothing in there that excited me in the same way that D, E D A sequence does, and you know, sometimes keeping it simple. That's the thing. That's all you want to hear. I want to love it, but I just can't. I can't love this. I'm not capable of loving this. All right, I think I'm going to need the guitar for this, probably. Nice flowery Fontaines D.C. guitar, lovely. Right, put it on the other side of the cable. Right, let's rock and roll, or indie. Look at those skills, those keepy-uppies. They've probably used CGI. Not for the football part, but to keep that flimsy-looking plastic bag that he's just got from the off-licence to put his sweets in stable. He might be using that to sort of counterbalance what is predominantly a right-footed piece of keepy-uppying. Use the other foot, mate. Go on. Otherwise, that sort of thing happens. The ball just trickles off into somebody's garage. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a sample, like a loop or something. But definitely doesn't sound like indie, so far so good. Not that I dislike indie, it's just I want to hear these guys doing rock and roll. Simple as that. Oh, that's nice. I enjoy that. There's a guitar part in there that seems to be playing sort of single notes. It's quite a compressed sound, but it's got like a tremolo effect on it, where the volume of the thing modulates using some sort of oscillator in the olden days. Maybe just some computer trickery now. Oh, cool! It's cool. That's the part. Really nice. I love what the guitar's doing there. Hang on, let's have a listen. So I don't know if I could pick out the triads. I'd probably say it's a D to a D sharp, but it's kind of like got this. The way the chord, I'm not sure what his chord voicing is here. I've struggled to find. Might be this. So this is one of my favourite ways to voice a chord. I don't know if you can see what my fingers are doing. I'll move this microphone a little bit. But yeah, so if you play a D, instead of hitting the root, if you hit the third, the fifth, and then the higher octave of the root, and let the bass handle the actual root. So if you don't concern yourself with what the root's doing and do this, the other elements of the traditional sort of chord triad, it's really cool because it pulls your ear towards the guitar, because it's kind of like, oh, hang on a minute, that's not what the bass is doing suddenly. And it's really, I love it. I think it really speaks to a detailed arrangement, really. It's more like a sort of orchestral thing, you know. It's like you wouldn't find the cello bothering itself with the thirds and fifths in a riff like that, you know. It's more like what the viola might be doing this and the violin might be doing this. So instead of, which is, you know, which sounds rudimentary in comparison. So that's a really nice little bit. No, this is the best thing I've heard him do since that first record, I think. It's a hell of a groove on there, isn't it? You know, some people consider those wind turbines to be like an eyesore. It makes me proud to be a human being when I see those things. Use your left, mate. Use your left. I'll do an episode on my Patreon about keepy uppies. There's a link to that in the description where I'll show you how to, first of all, get the ball off the ground and also keep it going using both feet, knees, chest, heads, shoulders, knees and toes, all of which is legal. That string part, the way it swells up, like all elements of that string chord seem to swell at the same time, suggests that it's played on a mellotron. That's one of those keyboards where every key that you pressed would trigger like a tape loop of only a certain amount of, as used by the Beatles and Genesis and probably everybody else. Anybody that recorded in Abbey Road, for example, would have used it. But there's really effective sort of plugins for that on Pro Tools now. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest it's a real mellotron, but it certainly sounds mellotron-y to my ears. That you suffer to come by. Lovely bit of singing there. To live out of reach. Out of. I kind of love the way he's determinedly singing with that Dublin accent, because it sort of reminds me of a certain type of folk music. Out of the way he sort of mouths around those words. It's a beautiful thing, the Irish accent. But then there's like a string part that doesn't sound mellotronic because it has glisses down. So that bend down, I mean, that sounds like a real orchestra doing kind of like not a traditional sort of note holding, paddy sort of filling, but actually doing more like Boney M punctuations in it, which is the kind of string arrangements that I always really, really enjoy. This is awesome, actually. It's weird because I expect that string part to go doo doo, hit on the one, but it doesn't. It starts on the one doo doo, which is there's that Blur song Beetlebum, which is dow 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 dow. But when you hear it, you hear him start on a, you know, so you think the deal is before the one, and then the do 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 is 1 1 2 3, but it's not. So 1 and 2 and. So you think it's on the and, yeah, but it's not. It's actually on the 1 and the 3. Do you see what I mean? Like, so the pew is the 1. I declare this, and because I say declare, that makes it much more important and therefore true as well. I declare this to be a return to form. Fontaines D.C. are back doing stuff that's actually really fucking exciting. Starburster, strongly recommend that you have a listen to it. I mean, it's got, at the moment, it says here 800,000 views in a month. That's not enough. This needs to be bigger. So tell your friends, go and have a look at Fontaines TC. TC, not for TC from Magnum. Fontaines DC. Starburster. It's really good. Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these 2 videos, and join the mailing list. Use the comment section below to tell me what you think of this Fontaines DC stuff. For me, I think it is chef's kiss. All right, I'll see you on the ice. Again.